everyone, welcome to Stamping Flair. My name is Rochelle and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator in Melbourne. I'm based in Blind Bight, which is on the Mornington Peninsula near Cranbourne, between Cranbourne and on the way to Phillip Island. So thanks for joining me today. If you're a regular, I appreciate you being here all the time, and thanks for our visitors who may be from Craft Alive. So glad you could be here, and I hope you are having a great time. It's really awesome that you can enjoy lots of classes, all the classes free this these 4 days. So I hope you enjoy this session. This session I am sharing the Painted Christmas Suite, which is from our mini catalog, the Stampin' Up catalog. Now, just as an introduction, our catalog runs along with another catalog, which is our annual catalog, which runs through till next year. If you don't have one, please contact me and I will get one through to you. My number's there, or you can email me on stampingflair@yahoo.com. There is a Sale-A-Bration catalog, which is full of free products, and now that promotion runs out on the 30th of September. I will explain to you as we go along how you can earn these free products, but this is an ideal time for you to consider buying some products or buying your staples, because all orders over $90 get a free product. I'll just turn the camera around so you can see where you can have a look at in your catalogs for the Painted Christmas Suite. I will also link under this video to the PDF of the catalog so you can browse through if you don't have a physical copy right now. You will find the Painted Christmas Suite on page 16, and it is quite a large suite in that you get 2 bundles. The bundles consist of a stamp and a die set, each of them, and I think they actually ideally go together in the sense of this particular bundle comes with lots of labels, and those labels work well, coordinate with that stamp set. Now in a suite you get all these products. You can all the products come to $244.75. so if you want it all, you just have to put that item number in 156274, or you can tell me this is what I want, and you will get every single item in that suite, including these bundles, at a 10% discount. Now you can buy these items separately. There is another way you can get this. You can purchase a starter kit. Our starter kit is $169. You get to choose $235 worth of product. These 2 bundles are part of our starter kit offer. There are 12 bundles in all. You can select one free bundle with the purchase of a starter kit. This offer is valid until the 30th of September. So if these bundles are something you like, a starter kit is a way that you could get that one for free. I'll show you the stamp sets. So great greetings, nice mix of greetings and nice fonts, and it's a good way to mix it up, and very arty kind of images there. So we're going to use them all, and I'm going to create not all, but we're going to do a mix of cards, and I'm going to create some different cards to share with you, I guess different levels of difficulty and as well. So the first card I'm sharing with you is this one, and I won't always be showing you the sample because it's nice to have sometimes a bit of a surprise. And this is my second round in trying to create this video, because I had recorded it prior, and then it kind of disappeared, and so yeah, we're getting good practice at these cards. So this is Evening Evergreen, our card base. Evening Evergreen is one of our new in colors, and I have cut a different paper to what I did. It's 8.5 by 14.8. This piece of DSP or Designer Series paper is from our annual catalog. There's the Tidings of Christmas Designer Series paper. If you haven't checked out our annual catalog, check that out for lots of Christmas products. There's quite a lot in there, and I think good variety as well. So use them in conjunction with each other as well. So to attach our ribbon, I am putting some tear-in tape, which is double-sided tape, but if you're looking for it on in our online store or in our catalog, you will need to look for tear-in tape. I'm attaching some evening evergreen ribbon. You get this ribbon in every single one of our 2021-2023 in colors. So I'll stick this down. Nice to see, like, try different papers as well in the kit, and use the same layout with different suites as well. I'm trying to get that on my hand and I'm messing it up. There we go. Okay, so and we'll just stick that right down. So this is a very simple layout. Lots of different greens, works well. So it's good to get them. It's good to try different greens as well. I'm just going to get a bit of red cardstock. I did have it, but let's pick it out. Sorry, bring in my paper trimmer. You know how you prepare and then go, where was that piece again? No. We don't need such a big piece, but that's okay. So the sentiment I am using is, may this be a Christmas to remember. We'll bring in some Versamark ink. So Versamark helps with heat embossing. If you haven't tried heat embossing, give it a shot, and if you need help, I'm happy to help you. I can always get online and help you. It's a gluey type of ink pad, so it helps the embossing powder stick onto it. And what I'm using is an embossing buddy. Now we don't have this anymore, but it is basically just filled with a powder-like substance, and you can make that like with a sock or a stocking with corn flour, and it just stops the static and stops the embossing powder sticking to where you don't want it to stick. So it sticks only onto the sentiment or whatever the image you put the Versamark onto. I am using white embossing powder. Our embossing powders come with a metallic range and a basic range. Our basic range has white, black, and clear. So you get it in a pack. And the same with in the metallics, you get gold, silver, and copper. With clear, you can get, by having clear on hand, you can always get several colors. You can use any color ink, so that's the advantage of having clear as well. So I've just used white on this, and I'm just heating my heat gun. So we heat it for about 20 seconds, 30 seconds. going to bring it over the card, and you will see that change. Okay. Next, I'll bring in my mini stamping cut and emboss machine. So we have a larger machine and a smaller machine. This is our mini machine, and I'm going to be using this die. The embossing machine, stamping cut and emboss machines are good because they have the plates are numbered. It gives you what sandwich to use on the plate, so you're not left wondering and guessing. And with the numbered plates, it does make it much easier. I might move that down a little bit. I'm just using some washi to hold that down, some washi tape. I might put another piece just to hold that straight there. So the mini machine is really good for like traveling, for craft retreats and things like that, because really they're both portable because they both fold up and everything, but this one's especially, and this is really lightweight and it just folds up like that and fits in a bag really easy. You could even add that to a starter kit. I think it's $104 or $109, not the two, but adding it to a starter kit is going to give you more value. And the starter kit means you go, yeah, I'm a demonstrator, oh goodness, I have to hold the workshops, I have to hold parties, you don't have to. You can just buy the starter kit and enjoy that discount. It is a minimum 20% discount, and you can just buy products to just enjoy your craft and getting discounted supplies. So think about it. That might be something you may like if you're purchasing lots of Stampin' Up product. Maybe add up how much you are spending and think, oh, if I spend $100, then I only end up spending $80 because I get a 20% discount. So that's a big saving. But if you also want to run it as a business, that's an opportunity that's available, and I'm here to help you either way. We have my team is called the Gifted Stars. We have ladies who run it as a business, who are there for just they're all there for crafting purposes, for fun, but some run it as a business. So everyone, there's something for everyone, and we all join just for the discount to start with. Still enjoy the discount for that's. So I've just tied a bow, and this is generally how I do my bows. Instead of having to tie it on to the piece that's already attached, I tie them separately and attach it with a glue dot, and I find that easier to control. It's just lots easier for me. It's just something I like. So that's our first card. So 2 different looks with different designer series paper. I'll show you the papers that come with this. Sweet. So that's the one we just used. That's the back of that. So you get 12 sheets of 12 by 12. and they're double-sided. I really love that one, and that one. Yeah, those two are probably some of my favorites in that set. And that's so 6 sheets, 6 design, or 12 designs with this 6 by 2. Okay, the next card is, I've got real red cardstock base and a wintry 3D embossing folder. So this is the products I'm going to be using. Some old olive and ribbon. We used to have Pretty Peacock, so that's a combination of those 2 colors. Some real red strips and a piece of basic white cardstock for our stamping. So this is another fairly simple layout, but I think it's great to have these simple layouts because Christmas time we're all busy and we just want to make quick cards. These are the labels that come, these are the dies with one of those sets which you get, and lots of labels like I was saying, and these particular dies will cut the tags so you can make these into tags, and these ones as well. So great little additions. These 2 strips have been cut at 2 centimeters each. One's 10.5 in length and one's 8.5 in length. And I need a piece of designer series paper, which I have cut, I think. If not, we can just do it right now. And I might use the other piece which I was going to use for the previous card, and we'll switch it up a bit. We can even use another one which I haven't used on any of these cards. They're really great, these colors, because you can mix and match. That's what's good about this. So it's just 9.9 by 14.2, and that's generally my mat. So I'm just going to cut that down because I would probably use it on all my cards like that, and then I can cut them down as required. Alright, so we'll start by gluing this onto our card base. I keep checking that it's the right way around, because have you done that? I've done glued upside down. Next we're gonna ink up our sentiment. And love and joy come to you and may it last the whole year through. So there, in Tuxedo Black. The stamp the label I'm going to use is this, and I will also emboss these pieces of cardstock while I'm here. Now the wintry 3D embossing folder comes in a pack of 2, so this is the foliage, and you get the other one. They both fit in the mini embossing stamping cut and emboss machine. The other one has snowflakes on it. So I'll bring in my large machine while I've got it here. I've got all the pieces here. So this is the bigger machine. We can emboss them both together. And I'll show you what they look like. So that's that. And then we'll do the die cutting. So bring in our different plates for that. Now these do go through the mini machine. I just had the other one all ready to go. So. Now we're going to do some stamping, and I will get Pepper's out. I also like to have a piercing mat under just for some extra sponging when I use photopolymer stamps. That just gives you a crisper image when you have photopolymer stamps. So we'll take this leaf stamp and stamp once, stamp off, and off again. So just a light background for some interest on that piece. And what we're going to do is stick that down. You can swap this around just for a change. Perhaps you could have a different colored cardstock to your base there and make these 2 strips of designer series paper. And that will change your look again. You'll put that across there. Now we'll get our ribbon. Tear up that. Now with this ribbon, normally I'd tie it a bit different, but because it's a double-sided ribbon, I'm tying it what I would say like rabbit ears. Make it a bit bigger. And then you get the same on both sides. Now everyone's got different ways to tie this, but this is probably for me the simplest. And then I do twist this a little bit so I get that same look on both sides. So as you're pulling it, just make sure you're getting this particular side on. because it's double-sided ribbon. For me, this is the easiest way to do it. I know there are other ways you can do it. Just going to make that a bit neater. And sometimes I just like to put my fingers in there and tighten it. And then another thing I do is put underneath, once I stick it down, I add a glue dot, and it just makes it stay there, because it does. Glue dots are my best friend, because it does tend to sometimes mess around, but we'll cut that once we set it down. Because then we know how much length we need and how much we're gonna mess with it. Okay, so if you put a little glue dot under here where you cannot really see it, it helps with the process of keeping it neat. It stops it from curling. And I don't know whether you can hear our cat, one of our kittens. They just turned one. They're funny. And then I will trim that down. And that's pretty much done. And maybe, sometimes I think about this later, we will add some little, some bling on it. So I've got some red rhinestones. I have an idea of what I'm doing, but then I thought, oh, it could use some bling. So then I work out what I'm doing after. Just like my red rhinestones. Yeah. That sounds good. It's my box of rhinestones. Let's come out of this packet. So, you can add some there, and because it's Christmas, maybe see how that goes. There you go. That card's done. I'll show you the other one I did. That was that's the same. They're just different paper. Yeah. So I'm not done yet, but I just thought I'll say hi, see how you're going. Hope you're enjoying it and getting some ideas on how to use maybe whatever paper you've got, or maybe this sweet. So let's get back into it. Next one, another real red cardstock base. So it's got a little more stamping on it and a little bit more involved. So I'll show you this one so you know what I'm up to. So, Pizzazz, some card just to stamp on. This is the die which I pre-cut from the Christmas pine cone die, which is part of that bundle. And so I did it earlier. Just, you do have to run it through the die cutting machine a little bit, a few times, maybe 4 times, just, and run it on an angle so you can get it, because it's an intricate die. Got some cardstock to stamp on. I die cut this with the scalloped contour dies, so I've already pre-done that. A cardstock, basic white cardstock to go in there, and I think I may have to cut this down because I had a better idea. I have a mat, but I want to do it smaller, so I will cut this down a bit. Yeah. So this is going to be at 9.3 by 13.6, and it will fit on a basic white 9.9 by 14.2 mat. Alright, so that's how it'll fit. And I will get some cardstock for my stamping, because that was going to be my mat. Where would we be without a Jenna? Lost. Alright, let me straighten this up. Right. Okay. First things first, let me just clean up these stamps. I've got stuff. I'm going to reuse this one. We don't need, no, we don't need this one. I need this, and I need this. And that's it for that one. I'll give this a clean. So I'm cleaning it on my chamois. And that you just wash out with water. So we need the sentiment friends like you make this season special. I'll start by inking stamping my sentiment. My real red ink pad I had to re-ink yesterday, so it's probably very juicy, so I'll just make sure that it's, oh yeah, that's okay, because yesterday it looked like I had blurred vision because everything was, the sentiment was coming double. Alright, that's done. Get that out of my way, the red, because that'll be on everything. Then I will get my piercing mat, and we're going to stamp 2 of the pine cones. For this I am using early espresso and soft suede. So soft suede for the main part, and then early espresso for the highlights or the detail. I do it here. This is a bit darker because another one I had to re-ink. But I haven't re-inked some of these like as long for years. So we're doing well. This is early espresso. Just gonna go over here. And just try and line it up. Sometimes I found, let's see how it goes. Yeah, that's pretty good. But I will try, because sometimes what I'm finding is I'm going to try and do it, see whether this works better. Let's try it that way. Oh, that wasn't good. That was not a good example. Sometimes I find that if you do the line image first, it's easier to line up the center. You see what I mean? So when I do that, but I'm going to switch it over because no one can see and see what's on the other side of our card. I'm not putting enough pressure. Okay, there you go. I'm showing you what not to do. Yeah, then you have something to work around. I was finding with this particular image, sometimes it is working, depends on your two-step stamping which one works better, but with this one I was finding that. And then we'll die cut that, and I'll get another piece for our leaves. So our leaves are going to go on Pure Pizzazz, but I'm going to stamp it in garden green. So when you stamp like on white, it looks quite stark sometimes. So if you want something a bit like it's got color already, just stamp it on a colored cardstock, and it's going to give you a bit more color and without you having to do much. So we'll stamp 3 sets of leaves. You will see that these images have a funny, they're not fully stamped look. Just if ever you doubt what it is meant to look like, just have a look at the stamp case and this images on there, and then you'll see, yeah, that's how it is meant to look, because sometimes it can do your head in and thinking I'm not stamping correctly, but that's just the look of the stamp. Don't do your head in. Okay, crafting is relaxing. We found that nearly 2 years, haven't we? Well, I have. It's just so helpful. Now for some die cutting. Let me get our dies. Can you guess what I'm looking for? Yep, that's it. Not lost it yet. So pine cones. And our leaves. And I've already die cut that foliage for us. As I was saying with Sale-A-Bration, I don't know whether I mentioned you do get the free product with every $90 you spend. So this suite alone at $240, add another $30, you're going to get either 3 level 1 rewards or 2, yeah, or two level 1, or 1 level 2 and 1 level 1. You can mix and match what you like. There's some really nice dies. There's nice stamp sets. There's a bit of a mix of stuff there. So I'll just roll this through a machine and get all this cut out. And I'm gonna cheat and bring it out this way. Okay, Rochelle. Because I'm lazy. No. And then the last leaf. don't worry if you're slightly out, you can always cut it out, cut it around, or you can hide it with leaves. Anything with crafting you can hide. Okay, now we do our pine cones. So that's one lot done. Please say hi to me if you're watching, and I will be definitely looking through all my messages. And if you're watching the replay, watching it later, it doesn't matter. I will get all your messages and I will check them out and say hi. If you've got any questions with regards to the promotions, please, I would say you can email me and I will respond. If I don't respond, means I have not seen your message. So then either text me or call me. And I will get back to you within the day. We've got our 2 pine cones done. Alright, so now to assemble the card, we've got our real red card base, and we'll put that together first. And I'm generally a neutrals girl. I like my more subdued colors, and I tend to mix my brighter colors with neutrals. It's probably my favorite range, and then subtles will be my next favorite. And I break up the darker colors, and I find that first I was going to put it like that, and I thought the white just broke that up a bit and did lift it. For this, I will add dimensionals. So generally 4, and I might put one in the center just to make sure it doesn't get, if it's get pressed on or anything, it doesn't bend. I'm just going to give these a bit of a curl with the bone folder, just a bit of a lift so it's got some life in them. And get some mini dimensionals if you don't have some. They're just our minis, or you can cut down the large ones, wouldn't matter. And I'm just adding some. On here, like that. Just so the leaves don't, you have to kind of add them one on each because they're spread out. If you add it towards the bottom, you can still get that curve. Maybe it's overkill, but you can add glue if you prefer. So what I generally do, I prefer to put the larger pieces first and then work the leaves under, because then I know where to place them. My dimensional came off onto the back. And you see what I mean with the garden green and the peppers, as it just adds a lovely color instead of doing it on white and being stark. Dimensionals will give a bit, so if you do need to lift that, they will lift. Just be gentle. At this point you can leave it, but I did add that foliage, just I felt it needed something just a little bit, so just not so heavy. And you see I lifted that. It just needed some light leaves. So I cut these apart. And you can cut one round and just leave them, and then you can use it as you need. Don't have to be too nice about it, because at the bottom you're not going to see it anyway. Gives you nice sprigs as, for an arrangement. And just tuck them in at different levels in between your leaves so they look natural. Not sure about that one, but we'll see. See where I can hide it. Maybe, yeah. Just fill in the gaps. Maybe I'll put that under. So do some on top, do some under, and then it'll just be sort of give you a variation in height. And it's more pleasing to the eye, so you have and these can be left for another project. And any questions on that, just pop them on, let me know, and what do you think, whether you like it, what do you think about that idea, and if you give it a try, let me know as well. I'd love to see your projects, so pop them on in the comments if you do give these a try. I do have one more card, and I hope you're going to stick around and see what I share with you. If not, you can watch the replay. But this one is got a little more detail with it, and I will share with you how I made it, and just turn the camera around so you can see what we're gonna do. So this one uses our new music folder. You may have seen on my Facebook page, if you see, that the last card I made, or this is the card I'm gonna make, but I made this upside down. This is a bit tricky in that this embossing folder, I don't know whether this is just special to me, but it's upside down. So I just assumed that when I put it this way, it could be just me. But it's actually this way, right? So your treble clef is here, and that's your entry into the embossing folder. So that's what happened, and I did my card well, I did my embossing upside down. That's a bit funny because I'm a musician, and that was even funnier. So I'll get this all ready. Soft sea foam is my card base. Die cut a Stitch So Sweetly rectangle. Got a piece for my sentiment. This is the bit we're going to emboss. Something for die cutting our leaves and stamping. So we'll do our stamping, and then we can do our embossing and things like that. Leave that for embossing. We'll do the stamping. So we've got holly, and I'll get my piercing mat again. Mossy Meadow, and I'll use real red. On my original card I did use cherry cobbler, but my cherry cobbler looked a bit sad. It needed some inking. So just 2 leaves, 2 sets. Okay, that's a bit short, but that's okay. Oops. And some berries. We'll try and fix that other card because I just feel I can't send that to anyone. Someone who doesn't know music might have no clue that that was upside down, but I know it's wrong. So those. Is that the right? Yeah, there is only one. That is only one. Thought there were 2 sizes for a minute. I'm getting mixed up with my stamp sets. And we will get our little berries here. So they're die cut in one hit, but it's in a group, so it's not, it doesn't separate or anything when you do die cut them. But I separated them. It also depends on placement as well. Oops. Depends on placement, how your leaves are placed. Sometimes you may want your berries in that particular spot. Okay. Oh, that wasn't good. Here we go. All right, embossing machine, die cutting machine. I'll get the embossing done first. So this is the music folder. It's called Merry Melody. That's the. Now with this one, you do have to make sure that it is straight. I like sometimes when you don't have to think whether it's straight, but this one you do. So because it's a 3D embossing folder, you only need that top plate. And I'll leave that there. I'll show you how it looks really pretty. Next I'll get my cutting plates ready. And we'll bring in our pieces which we stamped earlier. So the holly comes in two, like so that will split. And we'll do the next one. Join me for my next class. I'm going to show you some fun masking techniques, how to use your stencils. And we've got quite a few in Stampin' Up, so join me. It's just a bit of fun and get your fingers dirty. My fingers were all messed up, different colors when I did that. Now that's slightly out, but we can trim that down. So this, you may have hopped on my blog now and had a look, or not on my blog, on my Facebook page, you might have seen further down what I did, and this is what we're making, and I'm going to show you how to do that, a nice easy trick for that. So let's glue this down the correct way around this time. With our label or the frame which I've cut out, I'm just going to trim that edge off so it's straight, and we're just going to stick that down on the edge like that. It's another fun layout. This was actually one from Freshly Made Sketches, which was their last week's challenge, which I had to check off, and I like their sketches. I particularly like their sketches. I still have to do some die cutting with these leaves, so we'll do that in a minute. We'll stamp our sentiment. So, all favorite, Merry Christmas. do that in real red. Have to be extra careful with red. It just gets all over everything. Well, for me. Leave that for a second, and I'm just going to clean that sentiment stamp. I have stuck that down. It is a touch off, but that's okay. We can rectify that. Yeah, it's okay. We'll die cut some leaves. I've just got some Embossing Machine cardstock now, and not stamping this time, just directly die cutting these, and just 2 sets of leaves. Two sets maybe. Those dimensional backings, they're everywhere. They go everywhere. Alright. So we've got all our die cutting done. It's ready to go. All these are ready. We've got our sentiment, and I'm just gonna get, you can either cut yourself a little banner at the end, or use this amazing Banners Pick-a-Punch, which will cut 6 different sizes, and so, or 3 different sizes of each, so you get different styles there. I'll just do that again. I just want it a bit more closer. There we go. Put that back. Now to create that little ribbon, what I'm going to do is get some scrap cardstock. So let me get that. And we'll just cut that, I'll cut that down after. You need some double-sided tape first. So lay down a piece of double-sided tape or tearing tape straight down. Take the backing off, and I'm gonna add your piece of ribbon and start pleating. So your tearing tape is gonna hold that pleating. Right, for now, and then I'm gonna secure it a little more. Let me just get that even. Yeah. So this is an easy way to get a nice pleated border. I can't sew, so I've got to find ways to use glue and paper. That's why I'm a paper crafter. Now, then we get another piece of tear and tape, and we'll stick that down, right? So you're going to have that nicely secure. And trim that with my fabric scissors. We're obviously not going to need all that, so I will cut that down to what I need. That can go in the bin. Again, I'm not going to need all that, so I'll add a bit of tear and tape to the bottom of this. So the bottom of my Merry Christmas, a bit of tear and tape. And we take the backing off. I always press it down because then the backing comes off easier. Now you'll find I'll take that off, the backing of this, because otherwise the tear and tape will not, it'll struggle to stick on if you don't take the backing off this. We will have to do some trimming, which we will. So I want that there, and that. Then we can trim this down just off here. I want a neat edge on that ribbon, so I'm going to give that which we can stick that down under. That's fine. And then what I'll do is add, so that's peeking out a bit, so I'm just going to stick that under a bit. So that's not going to move, but you've got a nice pleated border at the bottom. So that's an easy way. We'll put some dimensionals up the top, so then you're going to get an even edge. I've just added many dimensionals on these leaves, and we'll start getting sticking these down. I might do that. Then I forgot to curl it. You can just do a bit like that. So the next one I'm just putting a little bit higher. With these holly leaves I will give them a bit of a bend with that, with the bond folder. And my dodgy ones I'll put at the back. Do you do camouflaging like that? Yeah, we all do. Sign up for good crafter, camouflaging. Let's do that. Let's see. I'm not certain how this will go, but we'll see. And I'm going to put one little mini dimensional here. So it's nice, and I've got some gold leaves as well, so we can always add another green leaf, the larger green leaf there. Green leaf as opposed to what other color? Okay, there we go. I might move that a bit this way so it fills up that gap. A work in progress. Okay, now I'll just put some glue and we'll put these here at the back. So again, kind of, maybe we'll do it this way, this side looks a bit better. And just a little bit of moving them around a bit. So that you get variation in length and things like that. Oh, did I just tear that? I did. Let me see, I might redo that one. That was silly, Rochelle. You just saw me make a big boo-boo there. I was trying to move it, which was quite silly. That's okay. Let's fix it up. We didn't want it anyway. No, I did. Bit sticks there. Right, that's okay. I'll put that there because I just wanted a different. Let's do another one. Die cut another leaf. We need some Mossy Meadow cardstock. We love on the fly crafting. There we go. We're nearly there. If you haven't introduced yourself to me, make sure you do. I love knowing who's watching with me. And I might do two this time because I think I need another one. It was just the nature of that card that required a second one, I think. Just to fill up some space. You can see, even though I'm making the same card, sometimes it just depends on the card. You can even add some foliage on that, like the little fern I did before. Done. Okay, here we go again. So we will add our minis, and maybe one we can do without. That's only if we need it, the other leaf. Right. So let's see what I can do there. See what I can not make a disaster of this. Here we are. I wanted a bit of that holly under, and I think it just makes it look a bit nicer. And we can stick one of these, and that's where I think it was missing something. Just there. I'm just going to stick that down with glue. Just so we have different levels. There we go. And now the gold will break that up a bit. These gold leaves are part of this suite, and you do get two, I've used a lot of it, two different sizes. So you can mix and match. Again, just tuck them in. They're pretty. And of course Christmas, you have the bling factor. And we'll stick some berries. Now these ones I did cut them individually because I wanted to add them in. And just glue dots were fine. They work well. And make life easy. So let's just add a few here and there, and there'll be those missing pieces. Sometimes you just need those finishing touches to your cards. Maybe one at the back, and just add some color here and there as well. And my friend will say, no, you can't put 6, so we'll put 7. And one up the top, the leaf up the top needs one, doesn't it? Maybe just a little bit off. Yeah, right. And we'll add another gold leaf. I think I'm going to have to get another box of these, or canister of these leaves. You can even add some more if you want. I'm not sure. Maybe I'll put that one up there. Or there. Maybe there. We do want some nice. It's like flower arranging, I guess. I don't know. I'm not a flower arranger. Anyone here do flower arranging? So that's our little card, and music notes right away. All good this time round. That's our last one today, and I'll bring back the ones we have made. So then we had this, and we had this one was our first one, and the last one we did was this. So with some of them we had variations to my samples, and that and that and that. Which one did you like best? Do you like the suite? That's taking your fancy. So thanks so much for joining me. It has been quite a lengthy class, but hope you've gained much out of it. And any questions, please feel free to ask me. I'm available. So I will definitely, if I miss your call or anything, I will give you a call back. Thanks so much for joining me. I do appreciate your time. and have a great rest of the day. Bye bye.